Bedford North Lawrence Jr. Alex Manke will compete in the IHSAA state finals in the 200 and 500-yard freestyle events on Friday. He is seated 27th and 30th in the two races. Your second trip to the state finals.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's an advantage this time, going what to expect?
Right. Yeah. I feel like I'll be less nervous this time. It won't be as new. It'll be easier, I guess. I'll be less anxious in my races.
You know, you're seated 27th and 30th. What are your goals when you look at those seats? What are your realistic goals?
I just want to be able to come back and PR because we tapered for sectionals, so it'd be nice to PR the week after that. And I'd like to break 450 in the 500.
You know, you're coming off a high in the sectional. You've won two races, and like yes, and then all of a sudden you see those seedings of like,
yeah.
Oh, you know, is that a little discouraging when you see that?
A little bit, but I know that Indiana's a really fast swimming state, and that there's some really fast swimmers. So I try not to focus on that, more on what I'm going to do personally.
Do you think you have time you can cut? Coach Duslik said, you know, you've got some things that you can do, you know, to maybe make a leap up and, you know, get into a consolation or even a final if you have a great day. Do you think you've got that still there?
I think I've got definitely for the 500. I don't know, the 200. There's faster competition, but I don't know if it'll be better competition because that kid, I've been racing him for so long. I don't think I'll be as motivated to go as fast. But the 500, I think I can drop a lot more time because I was just so tired, and I'll have a lot more time to rest.
Since Alex is seated 27th and 30th in his two events, what are his priorities going up for the state finals, and does he have time he can cut?
He absolutely has time he can cut. He's feeling really great. Prelims on last Thursday for sectional, he felt extremely well. He wasn't shaved. He wasn't. He didn't have his tech suit on, and so Saturday, obviously, that was a result of the shaving and the tech suit. And so we brought his yardage back up yesterday for a little bit and are tapering back down again. And so I think he's got plenty more to give. Considering how much he won that event by, how much he dropped, and how good he felt. And so I think there's still a significant amount for the 200 specifically. So,
can he make that jump into a consolation round or maybe even a final then? Or is that a lot to ask?
It's going to be tough. It's not impossible, depending on the drop that he gets. There's only about a second and a half separating him clear up to 18th place, I think. And so if he's able to push himself and drop a considerable amount of time like he did Thursday and Saturday of last week, even just 2 seconds or a second and a half will help him to get closer to that goal.
I dropped enough time in the 200 this year that I didn't really meet my goal for the 500. So I'd like to. I guess I'll focus more on the 500 than I will the 200.
What's the key to that race in particular? Because it is such a long race. I mean, you're talking almost 5 minutes in the water.
Yeah.
And so how do you keep your mind focused for that long, you know, on 20 laps?
You gotta just remember every stroke and every turn, every kick counts, and you gotta just focus on not giving up and holding the pace for a while.